Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy Nick, HOUTX Trader, on recorded line. It's not live, but coming from Houston, Texas. Guys, what we're doing today, hopefully this is working, is just looking at Bitcoin. We're going to have like a liquidity, how the market flows kind of discussion tonight, okay? We're going to use Bitcoin as an example for all my Bit Dogs, my Vtokes, my Bored Apes, and everyone in the Andy Peters Discord. So that's what we're doing today. If you're in the Discord and you want to see some other charts, I'll post all those other charts in the Discords. But for everyone else out there in YouTube land, thanks for watching. This is for training. It's not financial advice. And if you want any of my daily calls, if you want any of the inside scoop, look up my dot card, join one of the join Andy Peters Discord, or buy one of the NFTs. And when you buy the NFT, you get in the Discord, and then boom, you've got access to all sorts of traders and all sorts of monsters on these charts. So we're going to get the party started. Share my screen, screen number 3. Here we go. Let's make sure this is working correctly. Blue Dragons in here. Thank you very much for stopping by. Can you please just drop a chat real quick to make sure you can hear me good and to make sure everything is good to go? Hopefully, speakers are there. Microphone, it says it's all working. Blue Dragon, do me a favor, drop something in the chat so I know that everything's working good to go. Okay, all good. Thank you very much. Okay. So again, this is I'm recording this out of request for my Bit Dogs, my Vtopia guys, and my Bored Ape guys who don't normally, I wouldn't say don't normally trade with me, but the Andy Peters guys, they see me marking up and banging charts for years now. So this is kind of for the NFT crowd and Blue Dragon, or I know Sam's jumping on here. Sam is from the Andy Peters and the trading days. So Sam, if you guys put something in the chart, and I'll make sure to do my markups and put them in the Discord for you guys afterwards. But what we're doing today is mostly looking at how the market moves, looking at liquidity, look at how I look at the market and how we've been able to catch some bangers. I'm going to use Bitcoin as the example for now, but we can go down and look at gold real quick and show you guys how I caught that banger today. So we're gonna start here. We're gonna start at the daily. Okay. So if you're new to the charts or you're new to trading, I would suggest starting to look at the daily, excuse me, just so we can kind of get a flow, a feel of what's going on, right? So as you can see, obviously Bitcoin is bullish. Hopefully today I can speak without fumbling over all my damn words. Okay, and so it's bullish, but then we have a top. All right, we have a low get set, but that's no big deal, right? I mean the market retraces. We have a lower low, so now you're thinking, maybe something's going to happen. Again, another lower low. This top has not been broke, but at the same time, low, 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 low. What does that tell us? Obviously, we're not in a bull market right now. We're in a bear market, okay? So you just kind of step back and just look at that. But what we're doing today again is looking more at liquidity, right? So once we know that we're kind of in this sell pattern, we need to figure out where we are in the pattern, okay? So obviously high, lower high, lower high, lower high. In this time frame, what we're working with is low, lower low, and we're kind of in the middle, okay? So when it comes to trying to take a swing entry, when it comes to trying to take a banger, it's kind of difficult because we're not really at the bottom and we're not at the top. We're in this no man's land. So when we're in the no man's land, we're going to be taking trades, we're going to be taking profit, we're going to be leaving runners like we normally do, but don't necessarily expect this is going to be the trade if you catch this entry, or let's say you take a trade right now, that's going to be the one that's going to set all-time highs. It's going to go forever, right? So you kind of have to go into with the realistic understanding of where we are, where the market is. Make sure to leave a runner, but take your profits, take the majority of it, and just play accordingly. Okay, so let's get into how the market flows, if you will. I'm going to go to a 4 hour and then we can go down from there. Okay, so we're going to start at the beginning. Okay, we're going to look at liquidity. How do we find liquidity? How do we know what liquidity is? And how do we know when the market is targeting it? Okay, So we're going to look at the upside first, right? We noticed right away, if we just start there, a little block, we had a breakout, right? So if you saw my chart markup, order block, okay? And again, order block, but we're not really looking at that right now. We're looking at liquidity. We had a break, okay? Then we have this nice wick. Okay, that's letting you know when you have a V shape like this, that's letting you know that it grabbed liquidity. That's letting you know that it took out these people here. Excuse me. It took out these people. It took all of their money and it rocketed off. Okay. So now we're going up. All right. We're painting a timeline in our head. Okay. We have some sellers here, but this wick came down and got them. Okay. Whatever sellers were here, this wick came down. This wick came down. So these places here are going to be liquidity. That's going to be targets for when this thing turns around. Okay. So now how do we spot that? Okay. Well, look at this bottom candle. Sorry, I did not mean to do that. Let me use the right tool. This tool. So when we're pushing up, we notice that there's these lows right here, right? And we notice that there's these lows in this area right there. Okay. So we know that there's those lows. And so we have to think about what the market's doing. We think about smart money concepts and how people buy. They see bull market, they see wick, they see this wick getting taken out. So look, there's people buying. They're playing the double bottom. This is why people who play double bottoms, this is people who play structure aren't always correct. Now, if you took this buy here on this double bottom and you booked those pips, by all means, you're correct. You want to trade. But look at what
says they're playing double bottoms. But in reality, if you look at the strong engulfing candle, this set a bottom, and this is trapping these buyers here just to take them out. Okay. What about here? Same thing. Pushes up just to take them out. When I mean take them out is people are buying right here, right? Where are their stop losses? Probably in this area, right? They think they're going to hit a trade. Well, they're not going to hit a trade because the market has turned on them and they failed to see this double bear candle and they got taken out. Same thing, a little push. Now they're buying the double top. As you can see, I also have this marked off as daily support and resistance because if we started doing zones, that's probably a little zone inside here, right? Support resistance. Well, guess what? This candle right there took them out. Whoever was buying here. Again, this and this is now setting a double bottom. Okay. People are buying up. But if you can see now, we've already gone lower. We've gone lower. We've gone lower. So it's going to fake them out and it's going to take them out. This is liquidity. So if we catch the fact and we realize the fact that we're selling from this stage up here, we've now set a lower high and a lower low, lower high. Guys, we're selling. Okay. So we need to see where liquidity is below to target that area. Now, look what this is. This is the real bottom. Okay. Because that was the gigantic wick that led to this gigantic buy off. Did not mean to do that. Let me just start over from here. I'm gonna delete all this stuff here. Okay, so this wick led to this engulfings and it took off. Okay, so that's really the bottom. Okay, that's the real bottom. So what I like to do sometimes, you'll see my charts out market like this. That's the bottom. All right, we know that now. Well, we should have known that beforehand. But anyways, so it's taken out all this liquidity. Okay, all of this liquidity was targeted and taken out. But look, the bottom held. Right, it held. So what do you guys often see me do? Is draw Fibonacci's from top to bottom. We should have known just by looking at this consolidation, this wick through the area, and then just to take off that was the bottom. Okay, now what do you guys always see me do? Always see me mark off the 78 and the 88.6 as a buy zone. This is why you see this in my charts. All right, buy zone, because now we're able to draw a fib, and we're able to see that this is the area that we're trying to buy in. We are not getting caught up in all of this shenanigans over here. If we know that this is the bottom, we know that that's the top, we're not getting caught in these buys until it gets into our zone. So there we go. We see a bottom, a good engulfing. That's a candle that will let you know that perhaps there's a shift coming. Engulf, it pushes up. But look, at the same time, it's going to come back and give us a retest. Okay. If you have $100 million in Bitcoin, you can't drop and buy 100 million at once. You have to buy 25 million here, let it pump up. It's going to come back down, drop another 25 million. It's going to come back up. You're going to drop another 25, and there's your 100 million, right? It doesn't just leave the station always, especially when it's reached true bottom. Now, it did on this one because it took that. But I mean, really, there's people buying here, right? And this is their retest. It buys more. So anyways, so it pushed off, gave us a retest. So now what is it? Now that we see this, we see the push off, right? We can come back down. We see the wicks. Okay, so we're letting us know that every time it comes here, people's buying, buying, buying. So that's giving us an indication that it's going to start turning around. So then what are we targeting? We'll look at these equal highs here. Okay, we also saw that we have this candle here. We have this candle here. Okay, so we're going to start targeting these areas for take profits. So if we're able to catch, and again, this is the most traders, if you see it pop off and you can wait for the retest, you guys have heard me say that in the past, you wait for the retest, you put your stop loss right below, and then you target TP1, which is where liquidity is. This is where a lot of people get confused because they take the profit too early. They're not able to see that we have this nice area, all these wicks. Sometimes you'll see me draw liquidity as a box like this because it encapsulates a whole area instead of just one straight line, right? So now we target that area, okay? And then so now we're going up. Well, look what happens. We get stalled, right? This is now liquidity on the top side because look at how many, and what I say by liquidity, look at how many people are selling here. There's lots of sell orders. There's also lots of people trying to push this up. So this whole area there is an area of interest. This plays into perfect if you've ever studied Wyckoff. All right. Up, consolidation, breakthrough, retest that area, comes off. Well, it didn't keep going, but that is the consolidation, right? It buys up, it consolidates, and then it distributes. That's Wyckoff 101. But we're not really talking about Wyckoff. We're looking at liquidity areas. Okay. So there's the top, there's liquidity. We know that this is going to get taken out. Okay. There's too many people selling right here. So if you're the genius and you see this sell and you sell there, where's your stop loss? Right up there. Right. Okay. And what if you didn't see that? What if you caught it right here? Same thing. Right. You think you're a rock star because you caught that move. And you would be. I mean, by all means, you're posting that on fucking Twitter and Instagram, whatever, because you caught a hell of a move. Congratulations. But where's your TP? Well, here is the last bit of orders that led to this gigantic look. Look at all these people selling here. This is the area. These people, again, now we're getting really into the weeds. These people were selling. The market took off and left them. These people are in drawdown. So the big banks or whoever it was are selling these candles are going to want to bring the market down to relieve themselves of this pressure. So there's liquidity there because they have open orders that are in drawdown. And there's people buying here, there's people selling here. This is an area where there's a lot of money moving hands. Okay, liquidity. So the market pushes off. Okay, takes out these people, takes out these wicks, consolidates, sells off. What's the target? This order block. Okay. Now that it has came down and relieved this pressure, we start to see some momentum. What's the target? So if you're able to catch this buy down here, right? If you're able to say, okay, well, you can say that this is the bottom and perhaps this is the top. 61.8. I'm not a huge 61.8 buyer, but there it is, the 61.8. It's clear as day. That's the magical Fibonacci. And we know that the Fibonacci is true because look at how the 236 is holding so perfect. The 382 held here, right? So we know that this Fibonacci is good because of the 232 is holding. Anyways, 236 came down, set liquidity. You see how this now bottom is equal with this order block. So now we know that this is another area where we're going to try to target in the future. Okay, so we know now that it's pushing off. Where's the target? Here. We draw this out. What happened? It took liquidity. It broke over them. All these people who had their stop losses sitting here got stopped out. More than likely, they've already moved to break even because they had this huge move. They just got taken out at break even. They're no longer in trades. So if they were selling, that means they are now buying, right? They have to flip the other side. And how many people are breakout traders? Every new person who's a noob is a breakout trader. Excuse me, wrong one. This one. Soon as it breaks over top, they think it's going to the moon, all-time highs. Guess what? It's not, because their stop losses are down here. And what's the market going to do? It's going to peek its head above, trigger all the breakout buyers, trigger all these stop losses, and then tank the other direction. Why is it going to tank the other direction? Well, guess what, guys? There's liquidity. There are people who are buying down here that they want to screw out of their trades. It's that simple. There are people buying down there, right? And we just showed over here that there are people in this area buying down here, right? So what's it going to do? It's going to take out this liquidity there, and then it's going to start targeting these areas here. So you could also say, well, I'm a trend line trader. All right, well, there's your trend line. And as you have a trend line, you start setting liquidity on this, because every time the trend line touches, people buy, buy, buy. Okay, so now you've got buyers sitting all along this trend line. There are people, and let's just draw it out for you guys. There are people buying right there, right? And you get the idea. There's people buying on this one. Okay, right? Their stop losses are down in this area. I see someone's trying to text me. Okay, nobody. Okay, so anyways, there are people buying along this trend line. So what does the market want to do? The market wants to come down and take them out. So we know that those are the targets on the sell side. Once we see the market has broke trend, broke structure, it gives us a pullback, gives us a nice double top even. I mean, look at how much time you guys have to enter the trades, right? Okay, look. We know liquidity just got taken. Bingo. Now we're interested to sell. Maybe we caught that sell up there. But if we didn't catch the sell, what do? We pull out our handy dandy Fibonacci. There's a 61.8 getting respected. Again, I'm not a huge 61.8 trader. So maybe we could come down to a much smaller time frame and possibly caught this trade. But it gives you the opportunity. It says, hey guys, red flag, we broke structure, pull back. Oh, you didn't catch it? Pull back again, now catch it. And now it took off because now it has enough orders. So that's the thing, guys. You have to have enough people to make the market move. And so this little miniature double top right here is the market giving you a double top for the sell. Guess what? Now that is liquidity, because now you know that there's a shit ton of people selling right there, right? So we take the same thing. We say this is going to get taken out in the future. And we leave it up there. What's our target on the below? Again, we've already said that the target is all these people here. And this is it, because this is the double bottom that led to this buy off. So we know if we get in this sell that that's TP. Sell there, put your stop loss above, your TP is right there. All right, there's your TP1. That's a 4-to-1 trade. You let the runner go. Okay, you don't know if it's going to turn around right here. You don't know if it's going to keep going. You don't know, but that's your trade. Okay. Now what happens? Well, we have this buy zone still down here where we know people are buying. Guess what? Everyone else is now doubling back down. Like, hell yeah, it's back into our entry. Look at that clean double bottom. All right. Well, guess what? Market says, you think you know what you're doing. We're always going to fake you out, and then we're going to screw you. There's the fuck you candle. Okay. All the way down to this area. So again, we still have not, I'm going to draw a red line on the bottom of here. because this will eventually be a target. There's that red line. Okay. So anyone who thinks they're double bottoming this and buying up, don't get me wrong. That's an awesome trade. I would take that every day. But guess what? Screw you. Right now it pushes up and now it gives us the double bottom. Okay. What does that mean? That means there's a lot of people buying right there. That will be a target eventually. Okay. So now we see the push off. All right. Now we see the double top here. It came back down, gave us a re-entry, gave us the double bottom, and then look at that candle on a 4-hour time scale. If you didn't enter here, you could have entered anywhere along here, or you could have been a real, idiot and entered there once the 4-hour candle closed, whatever. But look at now on the top side. Okay, we know that there's a double top here. We see that there's this top here, right? So that's what it's going to target. It's going to target these areas. Bingo. Eventually, it's going to target this stuff, right? So what did the market do? If we caught this buy on the double bottom, it targeted that. That's our TP. Let's just say you bought right there. Well, this is now the daily support and resistance area. Let's say you bought at the daily support and resistance and you put your stop loss right below the swing. Well, you're confident that TP1 is right there because there's the first bit of candles, the first bit of liquidity there. And then really your TP2 is that area because that's your next one. And then after that, you take all your profit and you let a runner go. All right. Well, guess what happened? Boop. It double topped, which is now a target. This is now liquidity on the other side. Gave us a strong move down, letting you know that is all the sellers are there and all these people took profit. There's a lot of people selling the market here. There's too much supply. They tanked off. All right. Well, now that we know it's tanking off, let's just say you got into one of these trades here, but what's the target? Well, there's your double bottom. There's liquidity. So it goes down. Well, what's really the target? Well, we haven't broke that yet, have we? Yes, we did just now. Screw you guys. You're all out of this trade. Anyone who was buying anywhere in here, anywhere in there, just got screwed right there. All right. There's liquidity. So now all the people who got shaken out of the trades, the real people with a shit ton of money can step in and really get to work. Okay. So now this is our new bottom. Fucking mosquito, dude. Anyways, okay. That's our bottom. Liquidity has been taken. And really, if you wanted to get real fancy, that's an order block because that's good. You look how the market comes up, guys. It pushes. And then what is this? What is this? Multiple 4-hour candles with two sell candles right inside there. All right. That's something that we need to at least pay attention to. Well, guess what? So what I like to do is you ever see me draw on fib fans, I like to fib fan these little areas. I have it set to where the middle is obviously 50%. And you'll see this a lot of my charts. Well, I'll just drag it over and look what happened. That little consolidation is exactly where the market went to. It's not coincidence. This shit happens like all the time. And just looking at this, what can you guys see? Look at all of these, wrong tool. Look at all of these lines, all these wicks sitting right there. So if you were to catch this buy, if you're some sort of fucking, I mean, it gave you a chance, right? I mean, it gave you the wick up and down. I mean, there's plenty of people who are buying inside there, right? We can get to a smaller time frame and scalp an inch around there. But look at where your first target is. You know that now the target is sitting right here because of all those wicks. And what does it do? It comes up and look at that wick. That wick clears out the tops of these, right? That's the tallest wick out of all of them. It clears it out. So anyone who had any break-even orders, anyone who was selling anywhere in here would have had their stop loss hit, or they would have gotten taken out at break-even. Okay, that took liquidity. It's in an area of interest. We know this is what we're waiting for. We're drawing little boxes like this, and we draw them over, and we see this, and we see all of these little moves in here, and we wait for the fuck you candle. There it is. Wick up, closes right down below. That lets you know that all the stop orders, All the stuff has been taken. It closes right back inside and gives us the signal that we're waiting for. If you did not catch this, it gives us a retest. Guys, the market loves to give retests. This is why people play double tops and double bottoms. But every double top and every bottom eventually will get taken out as liquidity. Okay, write that down. So look, we took liquidity. What's our target? Well, we didn't get all the way down to here, but if I was to say right off the top of my head, I would say, well, look, there's that same little order block area that we talked about down over there, right? Where we drew this one way back over there. There's the same little order block. Okay. It came down. It didn't give us a full retracement, which is okay. It did find the daily support resistance areas while we have this marked off. And we know now the market is going to what? Target this area again, target this wick that it left up here. All right. So there's the target because there's the big wick. There's the big sell off. Again, if you're a trend line trader, we can do this over and over again. There's a trend line. There's people selling, selling, selling. The market's going to go and take them out. Okay. All right. Well, now that we know that we're in a bull market, what do we have left over right here? So if you caught a buy anywhere inside of here, your TP1 is again the top of this wick right there. And if it breaks that, you know that this is the next area that we're going to target. Okay, what happens? Well, it consolidates. Why does it consolidate? Because there's people trying to short. That's what this is, right? There are people buying and shorting, buying and shorting, buying and shorting. Finally, the buyers took over and pulled it up. What's the target? Remember how we left this over here? We said that's the target, right? Because anyone who played the pullback, and look, remember how we just said this. Remember how we just said that the market is going to give us a retest. So that means there's a lot of people shorting right there. And if they shorted and they caught this gigantic ass move, their stop losses are at break even right now, right? Which is this little box. Okay. What happens? That wick takes out that box. So anyone who had stop losses in that area just got screwed on that wick. Okay. We see it come up, we see it come down, pull off, comes down, doesn't clear out any liquidity. All right. Still doesn't clear any liquidity. What does it do? It gives us a reentry. This is why we use fibs. Where is it at? Right at the 78.6. I mean, almost to the dollar. Okay. Pretty damn close. We could use RSIs. We could get in smaller time frames, but that's not the point of this call. So comes down. It does not, again, does not take out any of this liquidity. So we could start to do these lines, right? Does not take it out. Look at this area here. Does not take it out. You have this order, this consolidation. It's kind of like we can call that an order block right there. Does not take it out. So when it comes back up and gives us, if anyone who was selling here, right? What does it do? Comes back up, maybe kind of wicks above just a little bit. Basically, that's a double top. I mean, if you kind of look at it, up, down, double top, go. All right. M's and W's. So again, that is a target for later on, right? So we could just draw this line, say that's a double top. That's our target for later on down the road. So what do we have here? Let's just get rid of this. Well, look at this whole consolidation area here that hasn't been touched. So if you were able to catch this sell, that's your TP1. Fucking mosquito, dude. That's your TP1s right there. Right there. All right. Obviously, your stop loss is not that big, but you get the idea. Okay. So there it pushes. Gives us a retest. Look, gives us a double top. This is why people play double tops, double bottoms. People are selling again. All right. Now that this liquidity is being taken out, what's the next target? Right there. That's your next target for TP1. There's your next bottom. There's your next liquidity. So liquidity got taken out. Gave us a push back up. Again, look at this. Here's your another double top. Right? People are selling on double tops. Pushes down. We've already taken out this liquidity. What's the next? Well, we have this gigantic order block, but really we have all these little wicks sitting right side here. So what does it do? Smashes through all of them. All right. Reverse, reverse, comes back up. Order block. Entry. More sellers on the order block. What's the target? Down here, look. Remember how we had that one way down there? Now what does it do? Screws everyone out who had these buy orders and these sell orders. If people were selling here, people buying here, they just got screwed. All right. All right. So now that everyone's screwed on the bottom side, how are we going to start screwing people on the top side? Well, as we just drawn, look at all these people, sellers are sitting. All right. So what do? We give a nice push off. We actually leave a double top there. So this is actually inviting more sellers there. All right. We only got 10 more minutes left in this, but you guys get the idea. It does not set a lower low. It breaks liquidity, letting you know that the market has changed. Comes back down, gives a retest into, some area in here. We could probably get a little closer and figure out why it came to that area, right? But this is now trapped. This is now trapped sellers there. So it pushes down, takes them out. As you can imagine, takes out this people, takes out these people, bang, 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 bang. But what does it not do? It does not take out this guy here because that's the swing high. If it would have taken those guys out, the market would be bullish and we'd be off to all-time highs. It did not do that. Since it did not do that and it started to sell again, what are we telling ourselves? That's a lower high. Now we're targeting all of this liquidity down here. So guess what? Target number one, order block. Look at the consolidation right there. Target number two. What is this? Target number three. All right. It's going to take out all of this. Guess what? This was the bottom, right? These are people buying down here somewhere. They all got screwed. Screw all of you. Okay. Now that we've done that, now what are we doing? We need to come back up and screw all the people who were selling here. So this is why I was saying, Pixel's on here, you can tell you, I was saying we're going to go to the 70 range. Okay. The $70,000 range is maybe right at this, actually, and he will verify this. I told him to the dollar it was going to 70,000. If you put this red line and you use the magnet tool, you put it directly on the tip, it literally, let's use the magnet tool. Right there. It is 70,000 perfect. I don't know why it says 70,060 because there's little gray things in the way, but it is 70,000 perfect. Dead nuts. That is a key area that the market turned around. All right. So now what? Let's just delete all this. You guys see these markups in the recording. Look at all this liquidity sitting right above us. All right. We know that the target is up here. We need to take this liquidity out. So with this much liquidity sitting right above us, we are not selling. We are not selling right here because we're flying too close to the moon. We have liquidity right above our head, and we know there's liquidity up here. Now, if we would have taken a sell here in this area where I was calling sells out, right? That's okay because what we're thinking is going to push up, it's going to push down, take liquidity, and then push up. But since it did not do that, this is why I can call trades days in advance, but I don't always necessarily have to take them because we just broke this high, this high. So now we've set low, high, low, high, low, high. I'm not going to enter at liquidity because there's too much momentum saying, fuck you guys. We're coming up here and we're taking out this liquidity. All right. So we have to be able to understand where liquidity is, but understand when it's too risky to enter. Right now, that's too risky. Yes, it's selling because it's tricking people. The FOMO's kicking in and people are short selling. All right. They might get lucky this time. They might get lucky. It might come down and take out this liquidity that I've drawn there and this target here. Hey, I would have tried it if it would have turned around right there. As a matter of fact, I did enter and I did take pips right here in this area. I called that out, right? And we did take profit right there, right where this, I mean, we can come down to the 1 hour, right? This is exactly the trade that I took and I called it out. It entered our sell zone, which is 78, 88.6. My fib's still there. How much? I got 5 minutes left. There it is. I think I entered the trade probably right there, to be honest with you, or somewhere abouts there. And we caught those pips. I took TP1 at the top of this consolidation block because you guys hear support turns and resistance. It's very, very, very true. Support does turn to resistance, and that's why I took TP1. All right. Let me delete a lot of this stuff because the charts are getting fucking crazy. All right. So now, this is why I did not take another trade here. Okay. We can take trades at double tops. Like this area, I'm cool with that. We do not take trades at triple tops because now we have all of this liquidity sitting right above our head. It's a fucking target. This is going to fake people out. Survey call. I don't think so. This is trapping people. Okay. So we don't want any part of that. We'll sit on our hands and wait. The only trade now is a buy, and it's down here after the list liquidity has been taken. So again, that's not the right tool. We pull our fib out and we look from here to there, right? And we can take a risky buy in this area, right? Because we know that this is liquidity now, and liquidity gets taken out, and we'll buy in this area. But we have to be cautious because we know that we have this target sitting right below us. So the real smart thing is to buy down there. That's why I already have it there. Because why is that there? Well, if you just pull a Fibo, let's just delete this fib. You pull a Fibo from here to there, right? What do we say our buy zone is? 78, 88.6. That's our buy zone, which happens to be right below liquidity. So let's see if we can make liquidity get taken out. These guys get screwed, these buyers, and then we buy below it. We do not want this to get broken. If this gets broken, it's going down and screwing these people down here, and down there. All right. Which, again, now if we take a step back, I've been saying that the entire time too, that really this is the order block right there that led to this gigantic push. Look at, I mean, if you want to consider this a fair value gap or you want to consider it whatever, that is a fair value gap. It needs to get filled in. There is an inequality in the market. You had this gigantic bull push, and it's what my football used to coach, which used to say is green grass and glory. Is fucking target rich environment right there. It's an inequality in the market. It got the first order blocked. I've been calling that out the whole time. Took it, went. I still think it's going to go. The only question is this now enough sellers stacking all these cells in this area before it tanks off? Or does it need to come up here and take a little bit of this liquidity first, and then all of these people down here take profits? As you know, buys turn into sells and vice versa, and then they'll start to short. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. But I'm not taking a sell until it breaks up here. This has to get taken out. Then I'll take a sell up here and target that. If that doesn't happen and this pushes down, again, then I'm looking to buy right there. I don't give a shit if the market goes bullish, this news, Mount Gox, whatever the fuck. Germany selling, I don't give a fuck. Where's liquidity? All right. We know now the liquidity is above our heads, and we know now that there's liquidity right there. All right. We just proved it. So there's only two things to do: buy there, sell here. All right. And we wait. We look at this TP extension, right? 236. Maybe we target double top here, right? I don't know. I don't want a blue. Sorry, that's blue. I want the red one because my blues are very special. Maybe we target that double top, and maybe we lose that trade. You're right. If we enter here at this double top and we have our stop loss just above, let's say this daily support resistance, whatever, we might lose. But then now we know it's going up here because look at the double top here. Look at the double top here and here, right? And this is really close to the daily support resistance level. So we'll be looking for more sells if it gets that high. So this is the part of risking. This is the risk. All right, guys, I have less than 1 minute. Thank you guys very much for stopping by. This is being recorded. I will put this on the YouTubes. I will drop the link in there. Thanks very much. Haha, took risky buy. Okay, Blue Dragon. I'll have to get with you. I didn't have time to read the comments because I was fucking spitting. Thanks, guys. You have a good night. Peace.